We are live streaming on Facebook and recording.
All right, thank you, Madam Clerk. We are underway. We'll call the meeting to order at 7:01. And to start us off, I'll ask everyone who is able to please rise. And if Councilman Pacina, you would lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you, Your Honor. Placing our hands over our heart, we say, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Councilman. I will now ask you, Madam Clerk, to please read the call of the meeting.
The Chief of Police of the City of Middletown, greetings. By authority of the State of Connecticut, you are hereby commanded to summon and notify Eugene P. Nocera, Megan R. Carta, Jeanette Blackwell, Vincent J. Lafredo, Darnell Ford, Edward McKeon, Grady L. Faulkner Jr., Philip J. Pacina, Anthony S. Gennaro Sr., Edward Ford Jr., Linda Salafia, Anthony Mangiafico, members of the Common Council of the City of Middletown, to attend a regular meeting of said Common Council. Said meeting shall be a hybrid meeting, be held in the council chamber of the municipal building in said city and remotely via WebEx at Join a Meeting, event 2339-389-6759 on Tuesday, July 5th, 2022 at 7:00 p.m. Hereof fail not, but make due service and return to the clerk of said city 3 hours prior to the time of fixed meeting. City of Middletown, June 14th, 2022, attested by Honorable Benjamin D. Florsheim, Mayor. City of Middletown, June 30th, 2022. I hereby certify I have delivered an attested copy of the foregoing order and attached agenda of the Common Council meeting to each and every council member named above via electronic mail, attested by Eric Costa, Chief of Police.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. I will declare the call a legal call and the meeting a legal meeting. And we will now move on to accepting or amending the agenda. Is there a motion to that effect? Motion by Councilman Nocera to accept the agenda. Is there a second?
Second, Your Honor, Councilman Lafredo.
Thank you very much. All those in favor, please so signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Any opposed? Any abstaining? Thank you very much. Agenda is adopted. All right, moving on to item 3, we have we are privileged this evening to have a special presentation and some special guests here to receive it. So I will be recognizing Councilman Ed Ford at this time for a presentation of a resolution honoring Tia Petaway.
Good evening. All right. I am extremely honored tonight, from one Blue Dragon to another, to read this resolution on behalf of Tia Petaway. And it starts with a quote by Mia Hamm, an American Olympian, which says, "Somewhere behind the athlete you've become and the hours of practice and the coaches who have pushed you is a little girl who fell in love with the game and never looked back. Play for her." And it goes on to read, whereas while Tia Petaway, daughter of Tony Gonzalez and Dexter Petaway, moved to the city in the 3rd grade, for all of us, we are proud that she calls Middletown home, as she is definitely among the best of Middletown. And whereas Tia earned her academic wings in our public school system, attending Lawrence, Kegwin Middle School, Woodrow Wilson Middle School, and Middletown High School, and whereas Tia started playing basketball in 6th grade as part of the Prof. Galito girls basketball program, mastering the game's fundamentals in the city-sponsored introductory program, Tia quickly advanced, playing with the Connecticut Cobras AAU team, a skilled-based program, further emphasizing player development. Tia also enjoyed the best of all possible worlds as she shared the camaraderie of her Middletown classmates, playing girls basketball for Woodrow Wilson Middle School. And whereas just 4 short years ago, Tia began her high school career, electing to complete her high school studies and to play varsity basketball as a Blue Dragon at Middletown High School. During her 4-year career, Tia's athletic honors included being named a 3-time All-Conference player, a 2-time All-State player, and a 2-time First-Team All-State player. And whereas in her Middletown Blue Dragon senior season, 2021 through 22, Tia skillfully skillfully averaged a notable 18.6 points per game. During this final high school season, while celebrating senior night against rival Lewis Mills High on February 14th, 2022, Tia reached a remarkable career high, which the vast majority of players only imagine. Tia scored her 1,000th Middletown High School career point. We got to give a clap for that. That's awesome. Marking the pinnacle of her pre-college career. Oh, I'm sorry. No, we got to keep going. There's more here. See, I'm trying to skip ahead to get you. Moreover, Tia demonstrated another skill set. She balanced her stellar athletic career and her studies, graduating from Middletown High School on June 26, 2022, with a 3.3 GPA. That equally deserves. It's awesome. That's tough to do, and congrats to you for that. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Common Council of the City of Middletown, on behalf of the people of Middletown, we honor Tia Pettaway for her spirit, strength, and commitment, for her character, leadership, and determination, and for her demonstration of exemplary athleticism as a four-year member of the Middletown High School Blue Dragons girls varsity basketball team. We celebrate Tia Pettaway for reaching a remarkable milestone in her high school basketball career, scoring 1,000 points, marking the pinnacle of her pre-college career. Our cheers and best wishes now go with her as she begins the next chapter in her life as a student athlete playing with the NCAA Division II University of Bridgeport. May your love for the game carry you far. Sponsored by the entire Common Council here that you see before you, Councilman Eugene Nocera, Councilwoman Jeanette Blackwell, Megan Carter, Grady Faulkner Jr., Darnell Ford, Edward Ford Jr., Anthony Gennaro Sr., Anthony Manchifico, Edward McKeon, Vincent Lafredo, Philip Pacina, and Linda Salafia. I move approval. Actually, I'm gonna give this to you so that you can hold it up because this is yours. You gotta have it on a wall when you go off to college. Remember us, remember that we're all proud of you here in Middletown. Absolutely. If you all want to come up, you can even shake everyone's hands, the coach, the family, the parents. You all were a big part of her success, and all of you deserve to be recognized as well. So thank you, and feel free to go and shake the hands of the council.
Thank you. Thanks so much. How are you? Nice to be here. Thank you.
Hey, Coach,
Thank you.
good job, okay?
Good to see you. Well, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you to Tia and family and friends for being with us, and congratulations again. And I think we can say the motion is adopted by acclamation. Is that, yeah, correct? Yes, and very enthusiastically so. So congratulations, and again, wishing you all the very, very best. And you are welcome to stay with us, but you do not have to. So. All right. Well, thank you again, everybody. Thank you very much, Councilman Ford, for that presentation. And we will move on now with our regular business, approval of minutes. We have minutes from the last special Common Council meeting, questions to directors of June 6th. Do I have a motion to approve that?
So moved.
Thank you. Thank you. That was a motion by Councilman McKeown, seconded by Councilman Pacina. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? All right, thank you. Matter passes unanimously. And next, we have approval of minutes for the regular meeting of June 6th. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. That was Councilman McKeown and Pacina. All those in favor, please so oh, I'm sorry, Councilwoman Slavia.
I'd like to amend the minutes for a correction.
On page 54, it says unidentified speaker inaudible. I'd like to amend that to read Councilman Ed McKee spoke, and he stated that I was off topic.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, motion's been made.
I'll second.
Thank you, Councilman. Madam Clerk, we can make sure that that gets communicated to you in writing after this meeting. All right, all those in favor of the proposed amendment, please so signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Any opposed? All right, moving to a vote on the minutes as amended. There is a motion on the floor. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All abstaining? All right, thank you. Minutes are adopted as amended, and we will make sure that that correction gets made. All right, thank you, everybody. We'll move on now to public hearing for items on the agenda. So anybody in attendance, either WebEx or in the chamber, who wishes to speak to items on the agenda may do so at this time. We'll just ask that you keep your remarks to 5 minutes or less, and that you state your name and your address at the beginning of your comments, and that you keep those comments germane to items on the agenda. So anybody wishing to speak in the chamber may approach the podium. Anybody wishing to speak on WebEx may use the hand raise function. Any members of the public wishing to speak at this time? Right. Nobody here in the chamber. And it does not appear that we have any hands raised on WebEx either. So we will close the public hearing. Thank you, everybody. Move on to our next item. We have no appropriations requests this evening, so we'll go directly to department, committee, and commission reports and grant confirmations. I'll recognize Councilman Faulkner for a motion.
Thank you, Your Honor. Resolution 8, department, committee, and commission reports and grant confirmation and approval. 8A, city clerk's certificate. 8B, monthly reports, finance department transfer report to June 22nd, 2022. 8C, Health Department, account number 3220-31000, 51220, 40-03485, 2023. State grant for public health emergency preparedness, $44,300.56. Item 8D, Health Department, account number 3220-31000, 51220, 40-50-2023. State grant for Medical Reserves Corps Management, $7,500. 8E, Board of Education, account number 2450-33000, 52183, XX, Cafeteria Food Services, $405,858.55. 8F, Board of Education, account number 2450-33000, 59405, X 03025, miscellaneous grants, $518,126.35. 8G, Mayor's Office, Superintendent of Schools, School Readiness Council, account number 3730-33000, 59200, 40, X 2022. Grant for school readiness COLA adjustment for employees, $73,830.48. 8H, Youth Services Bureau, account number 3613-06000, 52110, XX 2022. X, state grant error in funding allocation for fiscal year 2021 to 22, with funding reduced for the total grant of $43,126, which is minus a reduction of $99. 8I, Public Works, account number 3527 22000 59200 0222 35149 4030. State grant for waste reduction of small beverage containers, $28,228. 8J, Mayor's Office, Superintendent of Schools, School Readiness Council, account number 3730 33000 59200 4003 2023 000. Supplemental funding, July 2022 to August 2022, fiscal year 2023, $297,464. 8K, Public Works, account number 3526 22000 59200 0220 35154 4030. Eversource Community Partnership Initiative for Energy Efficiency, $55,000. 8L, Recreation and Community Services, account number 22103200 59200 0321 03205 XX. Grant to support department activities, supplies, wages, and bus trips, $40,000. I move approval, Your Honor.
Thank you. That was seconded by Councilman Pacina. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All abstaining? All right. Thank you very much. Matter passes unanimously. Excuse me. Moving on to my reports, and I don't have to elaborate too much, I don't think, on recent meetings that we have had, but I'll start with the American Rescue Plan. The last Common Council meeting was dedicated to the approval of outstanding recommendations by the task force that had not been approved yet. So we have not met as a task force since that last Common Council meeting. I will just read, and that you all should have received this, but of the $21 million, just over $21 million in ARPA funds that we have to expend on the city side, we have appropriated $10,579,625.22, so about half of what has been allocated. We do have some additional applications that are moving through the approvals process, and I want to share with everybody that I just spoke with, I almost called you the majority leader, but it's worth noting that the council, we are now in a post-charter revision era, so I know that there will be some reorganization happening, but majority leader / council president Nocera about adding some items to the upcoming community meeting agenda for approval as it relates to ARPA, as well as some additional grants that are coming in. So haven't had any meetings or major updates since our last meeting on this subject. I can share that General Counsel's office is working diligently on the RFQ that we all know is going out for bringing in a consultant to assist with reporting and follow through. So that is continuing to move through the process, and happy to answer any questions that folks have about where we are. Councilman McKeown.
Yes, Your Honor. I was going to ask you about the distribution of the funds. Are we waiting for the consultant to come on board before they're distributed, or will the distribution begin and the consultant will be relied upon to do the reporting at the back end?
In most cases, I believe that we will have to wait until the consultant is on board. And the reason for that is that the consultant will be assisting with the with the agreement that the city enters into with the parties that we are awarding funds to, which in almost all of the cases that we have awarded so far have been to third parties, not internal city or departments of the city. And it will be the area where we will be looking for expertise is the area that I think that we are all, that this council, that the administration is most concerned about, which is making sure that we know how these dollars are being spent, where they're being spent, that they are being spent appropriately. And so getting some of that, getting that knowledge on the front end is going to be important. It's why we're trying to do it as expeditiously as we can.
So just as a follow-up, is there a timeline for getting a consultant on board? I mean, I know we're talking about these as being shovel-ready.
Yeah.
And it's been a year and several months since that we've had the money, and I know we urged everybody to do it correctly. I'm just, now that we know who needs it and why they need it, I guess I'd like to know how quickly can we get somebody on board who has the skills to do what we need done.
The goal is to do that certainly by the end of the summer, and hopefully by have that in the pipeline by the end of the month. We're gonna do as quick as possible a turnaround when we have that RFQ out there, and we know where to find these folks, fortunately, who are providing these services. So we're hopeful that this will not be a long turnaround in terms of getting out and interviewing people.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Thank you. Any other questions on ARPA? Okay, on the riverfront, again, can't really add much to the presentation that was made here in the chamber by Cooper Robertson and by the steering committee for the Return to the River Bend Master Plan. We are really excited to have this plan finished, and as I said a couple days ago, I will say here tonight, this is not final design. It is a plan that we will work from to be able to establish zoning language for the council and the Planning and Zoning Commission to consider to establish design principles and economic development principles that will again allow this body and the city to appropriately solicit the remediation projects, the developers, the architectural firms that we will need to make this a reality. But it's been a long time coming. I appreciate the support of the council and the public as we have worked through this process, and for the first time we have a master plan that we can work from to realize what the riverfront ought to and can be in the years to come. So I encourage everybody to check that out. It is available online and hard copies here at City Hall. The presentation that was presented the other day was recorded, and we will continue to share opportunities and announcements for how the public can continue to be involved in that process. But that is really where we are at the moment, and I see that there are a couple questions, so we'll go first to our Councilman McKeown.
Thank you, Your Honor. It's not a question. I just wanted to, I was at the presentation on Saturday morning, and I just want to commend you and commend the committee and the consultants for the great job that was done leading up to the meeting. But the presentation was one of the best presentations I've seen in the city in terms of being concise, clear, and giving us all a great understanding of what the future can hold for us. So thank you for that, and thanks to the committee for all their hard work and great presentation. I recommend people watch it online if they haven't seen it. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much. And yes, that is a vote of confidence for those who are interested in the presentation. I encourage everybody to go check that out. So thank you. We'll go to Councilman Nocera, followed by Councilman Pacino.
Thank you, Your Honor. I just want to echo comments made by Councilman McKeon. I couldn't have said it any better. It's exciting to see this unfold and in so many levels. I know our community is looking forward to this. This is a opportunity of a lifetime for our city to have this dream come true. I just want to mention, because oftentimes people feel that the 80 Harbor Drive or the Old Canoe Club is part of the riverfront, and it is to a degree, but it is another initiative. And we did run into some structural design issues. We finally have now are ready to move forward with our plan. We've done it in a very deliberate way. We have a structural engineer working to secure the base steel and wood so that the second and third floor are supported properly, and that's going to be exciting. But it did delay significantly. Did delay the opening of 80 Harbor Drive. I hope to make announcements soon on when that timeline will be. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Councilman, and I appreciate that. Appreciate the update on that project, which is very much intertwined, yes, with the master plan. So, Councilman Pacino.
Yes, Your Honor, along with Councilman McCune's comments. Also, I think it was very gratifying to, even for myself, because I also was in attendance, was the amount of public that came out, that filled this chamber into the hallway. I thought the trolley tour, I was very fortunate to get on the first one, was done eloquently, and they displayed to all of us who sat on it the different sections of what they're looking and what's possibly going to happen in the future. So you're right in what you said, Your Honor. You have the community behind you, and they're anxiously awaiting. And again, to my colleague, Councilwoman Janetta Blackwell, you and your team, along with the mayor and Larry and so forth, did a fantastic job. And I know you were excited when they picked Cooper Robinson, and now I see why. And when we went, we took the time to go to the storefront and see that also. It was excellent, and the comments that the public made. So we're getting ready. Let's keep it moving. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. I'll echo the thanks of Councilwoman Blackwell, as well as Larry McHugh and Laney Bank and Stephen Devoto, who have been very, very involved in this process, first at the interview stage and then throughout the master planning process. So thank you very much, Councilwoman, for all your work on this, and we'll continue that work going forward. So next we have Councilman LaFredo.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just to add to what we have on our agenda dealing with development and the like, and clearly related to the master plan, but separate from that, is the fact that this week there will be the screening of 5 developers that have responded to the RFQ, the RF proposal dealing with the arcade and the new garage and so forth, that area, Dingwall Terrace there, between there and DeCoven and Main Street and so forth. So looking forward, being part of that initial review process, but that's a major step, long overdue, but deliberatively taken care of. And we have 5 potential developers that will be screened in the very near future, and some proposals to move forward with that, hopefully in the near future. Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, and thank you very much for acknowledging that. That is, for reference, I think people are familiar with the arcade site located behind the police station that we are looking to do new parking and new development. And that is also, as it relates to the Riverbend master plan, the location of the pedestrian bridge and crossing over Route 9 from downtown over into the riverfront and into Harbor Park. And so these are all happening in a harmonious fashion going forward. We're going to look forward to all of these projects kind of coming together into the larger vision that we're all talking about. So thank you all for the support, and looking forward to moving forward on this project with you. Okay, if there are no more questions, we'll move to item 10. I'll recognize Councilman Ford for a motion. Councilman Darnell Ford, that is.
Thank you, Your Honor. Payment of all city bills when properly approved. I move approval.
Second, Your Honor. Councilman Messina.
All right, thank you. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All abstaining? All right, thank you. We'll move on to resolutions and ordinances. And for item 11A, I will recognize Councilman LaFredo.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a resolution approving that the sum of $260,000 hereby appropriated for the purpose of funding the Veterans Center proposed by 206 Inc. and Harry Ruffin Jr., American Legion Post 206 Inc., with the understanding that it will not be expended unless state awards approximately $2,600,000 in funding for the project, at which point the city would contribute up to 10% of costs. Your Honor, I move that this particular matter be referred to the Economic Development Committee.
I'll second that, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Any discussion on that? This would be moving to the committee for a review. All right, hearing none. All those in favor? Oh, excuse me. Councilman Faulkner.
Yeah, for some reason, I vaguely remember a question from Greg involving the restriction. Will that be discussed at that economic development meeting?
I
Yeah, I would think anything.
I'm not, I can't speak to what question might have been asked, but
What specifically, is this dealing with dealing with this resolution?
The question, if I could clarify, I think that Councilman Faulkner is talking about is, it may have to be reworded because
Yeah.
our general counsel did not like the wording that made the funding contingent on state approval. A
So,
state funding.
to be transparent, this
Yeah.
particular matter has been a matter that's been placed before the committee, unfortunately, for some technical problems at one meeting that the matter was never discussed. This is several months ago.
Right.
And then more recently, when we changed from a hybrid to go to a special meeting, communicating to all the parties for this, including this particular proposal, didn't get a hearing or discussion at all. So we're starting from the point of hearing and reviewing the entire matter. And that's why this is being referred, the matter is being referred. As far as this resolution, whether or not this is what then comes back to the council from EDC, that is yet to be determined. So there's no determination. So we're honest, straightforward. This is not, so it's open at this point, whether or not it's this resolution or some other particular action that the council is, after we do a more thorough explanation and understanding of what this development will all be and the obligation to make it successfully possible. That's what will be presented at the meeting of the EDC committee, which is a week from today. We'll be having that meeting, and we'll have a full comprehensive review by the proposers of this particular development.
so I think any and all questions will be on the table for discussion at that meeting. So, okay, any further discussion? All right, hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. All opposed? All abstaining? All right, thank you. Matter passes unanimously, meaning it will be referred to EDC, and look forward to continuing those discussions. All right, thank you, everybody. Moving on to item B, I'll recognize Councilman McKeown for a motion.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a resolution approving that the mayor be authorized to sign and submit an Energize Connecticut Community Partnership Initiative Memorandum of Understanding for the program period of January 1st, 2022 to December 31st, 2022, by and between Eversource Energy Service Company and the City of Middletown, that 2 new separate lines be created reflective of an expenditure and revenue lines under the Clean Energy Communities Rewards expenditure. Line 32560-2200-59200-0220-3514-40-30s, and revenue 3256 22000-43242-40s-35154-40s-30s, and that both newly created lines would be reflected in the budget on a fiscal basis, provided if MOU is renewed, starting in fiscal 2023. I so move.
Second, Your Honor, Councilman Pacini.
All right, thank you. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Thank you. All opposed? All abstaining? All right, that matter passes unanimously. Thank you, everybody. And I have 2 appointments to recommend, both to the Russell Library Board of Trustees. Gregory Harris to be reappointed to a 3-year term ending May 31st, 2025, and Farnay Carnegie Hargraves to be reappointed to a 3-year term ending May 31st, 2025. Do I have a motion? Councilman Lafredo.
I just have a question, Your Honor.
Please, yes.
As you know, we just passed a year ago, I suppose it was the new charter. And at this point, as of July 1, certain aspects of the new charter are now in effect, including appointments and whether or not there should be renewed, or what deliberate, in terms of folks are not allowed to stay there in perpetuity, but have certain timelines in terms of how often they can be renewed. So to what degree, now that this is starting anew and under the new charter, what review, these are individuals that have already been on the Russell Library Board. To what degree are these appointments that, in other words, I think one of the individuals, I think Mr. Harris, I think has been there for a number of terms, at least that's my recollection. So I'm just trying to get an understanding. I know we're working our way through this new charter and now begin to make, appointments under those new restrictions or new guidelines on the charter. So I just, maybe if you could share with the council how appointments are being reviewed and determined in light of those new guidelines.
Yeah, thank you, and that is a good question as we head into this new cycle, because it will affect people's ability to serve and the conditions under which they're able to serve. So these appointments, so each appointment is going to be vetted through according to that process. We are working, and staff members who work with committees are working with those individual committees, because many different committees, many of them have staggered terms or different term lengths that require some individual attention based on how long people have occupied those seats and that sort of thing. And so staff are working with individual committees as it relates to questions that are specific to those committees. And in general, we have sent out the guidance around the new charter, which is that there is a 3-term limit, regardless of whether it's a 3-year term, 5-year term, the length of the term. It's a 3-term limit for consecutive service on one committee, and after a 3-year pause, you would be entitled to serve on that committee again if you had been termed out. And so on each of these appointments now in your packets, you'll see the length of service in terms of what term folks are being appointed to. This is the 2nd term for each of these appointments. I believe that Ms. Carnegie Hargraves was filling a vacancy, or excuse me, filling an unexpired or an unfinished term before, and is being appointed to now a full term. And yeah, so I should note, I apologize. I need to back up a little bit, because the Russell Library Board of Trustees is not subject to the city charter, because it is a separate and independent body to which the mayor is entitled to make appointments, but also there are appointments made through the Russell Library Company. So you may be correct about length of service for Mr. Harris, but this particular board is not governed by the charter revision. However, all of the boards that we are usually making recommendations and appointments to will be subject to those new rules. So, well taken question.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. And we will continue as well to try to make sure that information gets out to the public. One of the consequences and one of the reasons for that charter revision provision was to get more people involved in serving in these boards and commissions. So we look forward to getting that info out there. All right. Thank you. Any other discussion? I believe we still need a motion. So
move appointments, Your Honor.
Second,
Thank
Your
you.
Honor. Councilman Pacino.
Thank you very much. Any discussion on the appointments? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All abstaining? All right, thank you very much, everybody. Matter passes unanimously, and I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Second? Thank you.